Hey everyone, it's Lacey and we are back for the fourth episode of OT and Arthritis. Today we will be covering joint protection and arthritis. In this video we will be discussing what is joint protection, the benefits or impacts of joint protection on arthritis, as well as how OT fits into the mix. A quick reminder, if you haven't watched our previous videos where we talk about what is occupational therapy, osteoarthritis, and rheumatoid arthritis, as well as the impacts to ADLs and IADLs and physical activity, check out those next after you watch this one. But until then, let's get into it.
Hey Lacey, how is joint protection connected to OT?
Joint protection qualifies in occupational therapy as it falls under two different types of approaches for OT interventions. One is modify, as the tasks are being modified to increase performance in everyday tasks, as well as the prevention approach, because people with or without arthritis can benefit from these techniques as they help everyone to preserve joint function and increase activity while decreasing pain. So as you remember, joint protection is conservative and a preventative measure. As a result, it is found to decrease stiffness, pain, and increase mobility, as well as increasing confidence in someone who uses these techniques and increasing their perceived control over their condition. Additionally, it has been found that when used over an extended period of time, it can decrease pain as well as have positive benefits when paired with other preventative measures such as adaptive equipment, which we will touch on in this video and go more in depth in the next. One of the most important techniques for joint protection is respecting your pain. This includes making sure to stop activities before they become too painful or too tiring. Additionally, limiting participation in tasks that are extremely painful, and this means that it causes pain, stiffness, or joint discomfort an hour or more after stopping the activity, as well as modifying activities so that they decrease pain and allow you to participate for longer periods of time without pain, stiffness, or discomfort. Another joint protection technique is maintaining a proper or healthy weight. When combating arthritis, this is important as it reduces the amount of effort and stress as well as weight on joints, which can make it easier to do everyday activities and decrease pain and stiffness when doing those activities. Hey, Miss Penny, what you reading?
Hey, Lacey, I'm reading this book on morning meditations, and it's sometimes that arthritis just kind of creeps in my hands, and I can't read for very long because my hands get sore.
Yeah. So this goes back to the joint protection principle about making sure that we're not pinching with our thumb and our fingers. So a way that we can do this is, here, let me show you.
Okay.
So we're going to hold here, and then we're going to place our palm nice and flat.
Okay.
And we're going to support with the back of the hand.
Oh.
You try. There you go.
Oh, that makes a lot of difference. It really does. Now, that's fine for a book this size, but sometimes I'd like to read something a little bigger. I don't think I can do that with this book.
So then we could use a book stand.
Okay. Here we go.
So then all you need to do is make sure that it's nice and stable and then turn your pages.
Great. Thanks, Lacey.
You're welcome. You okay?
My hand hurts a little. It's the arthritis.
Well, remember in joint protection, we want to make sure that we're not gripping too hard with our fingers or just anything that we're holding on to. So things that we can do is take a rest break from doing them. And if that doesn't solve the problem, I made us homemade card holders.
Oh, great.
There we go. All right, going down. All right, Miss Penny, you got any 4s?
Do.
Oh, sweet.
These pool noodles are great. They're easy and they make it so much easier that I don't have to grip those cards.
Right?
So sometimes when I'm getting like a glass of water or something like that and I reach around, that arthritis kicks in. Do you have any adaptive situations for that?
I actually do. So this one has a double handle. So you slide your hands in, you're using those bigger joints, and then you have that extra support. Another option is putting one hand through and one on the bottom.
Okay.
And again, you're providing more support versus holding just here, because that's a lot for one hand. Imagine this full of a hot chocolate. It's a little heavy.
Yeah.
So another option would be one like this. So you slide your hands here, and then you're again going to support underneath and provide the most support, and it's going to have easier to get.
So where do I get these things?
So you could look at a place like Amazon or other retail stores that might have versions of this, but if you needed something more specific, then you could talk to your primary care physician and get a referral to a physical therapist or an occupational therapist who could help guide your journey to more customized adaptive equipment.
Well, great. I'll do that.
Miss Penny, got any 5s?
Darn it. Okay, how about 2s?
Go fish. We're going to work on making sure that we don't have too tight of a grip, as well as how to move pots and pans without as much pain. So I want you to go ahead and get your utensil out. Perfect. Oop. So one of the techniques in joint protection is actually using stronger and larger joints. So I want you to think about, instead of wrapping your hand around the handle or trying to use your hand, think about using maybe your hip to close it. So let's try that. Beautiful. All right, so now when we're going to eat our meat, I want a nice, good, neutral grip. Good. This allows you, again, to use stronger joints, as well as you're not having to grip as tight because the utensil handle is a little bit thicker. If we needed to build up a handle, we can actually use adaptive equipment that makes handles larger, or even household items such as a knife and a pool noodle, just like this one. So it doesn't have to be as fancy as we think it needs to be. All right, if our food is done, we can put down our utensil. All right, and before we pick it up, we're actually going to use both hands. So I want one handle on the left and then one on the right, and as you pick it up, we're going to slide it across the countertop. Beautiful.
So Lacey, one of the things that I'm kind of surprised about this, but whenever I brush my teeth, it's really hard with the toothpaste. Whenever I start squeezing it, I can really feel that arthritis in my hands.
So a way to combat that is actually using both of your palms to squeeze. So it would look something like that. And then you're good to go.
Oh yeah, that makes all the difference. I can see that. Yeah.
So again, bigger joints for movement to try to decrease pain. Another way to do that is using pump bottles, like your lovely soap that we have here. So using this for lotion, shampoo, conditioner, those things, it's easier because, again, we can use the palm of that hand, squeeze, and you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, so much easier than
Right?
turning the bottle over and squeezing.
Yes, and it requires less effort and less strain on the joints.
Well, great. Thanks so much. So, Lacey, I have one of these reachers, and I use it a lot for things that, are way above or down low.
You can actually use the reacher while doing laundry as well.
Oh.
So instead of having to lean over and it being harder on the body, you can use the reacher to grab items out, as well as even putting them in. So the important task in things that are harder, such as doing the laundry, because there's a lot of different steps, is to break it down into smaller tasks. So we put all our laundry in. We're going to go rest after this. And with that being said, it's important to remember to alternate between light and moderately difficult activities throughout your day to try to maintain as much energy and joint protection as possible.
Wow, I learned a new use for this. I'm sure there are more.
Hey, Miss Penny.
Hey, Lacey.
Did you know that you're actually already doing a joint protection technique?
No, what am I doing?
So by having shorter nails, it decreases the likelihood of an abnormal thumb position, such as like the hitchhiker that you would have to do if you had longer, like fake nails. So by having shorter nails, it's a more natural position and you can keep it over time. Another joint protection technique that you could use on your phone is actually getting a pop socket or a kickstand, so that way you have somewhere to hold your phone without having to use as many joints in your hand and staying in a contracted position for an extended period of time.
Okay, well, I'll get one.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Did you see?
Oh, oops.
I'll get it.
Oh, hold on. For joint protection, we want to make sure that we're lifting ourselves with our palms flat.
Oh,
so we're going to push up. And then when we're getting something off the floor, we're going to, again, joint protection. Make sure that we get nice and low. And then grab the book. Keep it close to your body as we get up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Great. Well, back to.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wow, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Lacey, I really do need to get going. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, joint protection. Remember earlier we talked about avoiding repetitive clamping of the thumb and the fingers.
Okay. How about this?
That's better, but one of the best ways to do it is actually to wear your purse as a crossbody, because you're relying on your shoulder, which is a bigger joint than your elbow.
Okay. All right, I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Lacey, I learned so much today. Thank you. I appreciate your help with all this.
Well, thanks for participating and learning about joint protection and arthritis. I hope that it helps you in the long run, as well as please pass it on to someone else who would benefit from it.
Oh, I sure will.
Oh, Miss Penny, your package. Oh. What are you doing? Joint protection. Yes, keep it under and close to your body. Support it.
Okay.
All right, let's get out of here.
Hey, I remembered this part.
There we go. That's good. Thanks so much for watching this video. That is all we have for joint protection and arthritis. Remember, next video is going to be about adaptive equipment and arthritis, so stick around and watch that one. As well as if you haven't watched the other videos in the series, make sure to catch up before the next one. See you then.